Preece, what are your thoughts after watching that this afternoon?
Just gutted for the lads. The effort they put in again. They've had two really tough games against a very good Fylde side, and we've been more than their equal. Disappointing we couldn't get that. To get 4 points out of 6 would have been brilliant. Get 3 out of 6 against them. It's something that we shouldn't really be doing. We shouldn't really be on the same pitch as them, but we do. We compete week in, year out. Both still in the same league, doing things totally differently. And I think we have to be proud as a club what we achieve and what we do against a club like Fylde, because it's so difficult when they're bringing lads off the bench, who they paid good money for, and obviously that probably is a difference in Horton's, in his quality and his delivery, and the way he managed to manufacture himself free kicks does put you under pressure. But we were just so close. I'm just gutted for the lads, gutted for the fans, but I'm just proud of what we've done over the last couple of games, because we're right in there with Fylde.
Yeah, we're halfway through the season now. Obviously, 23 games gone, 23 games to go. Right up there, just a couple of points out of the playoffs. Did you set yourself like a halfway target in terms of points before the season started?
No, not really. I think it was, can we be up and around in those playoffs, and hopefully pushing a little bit higher, and trying to win the league. That's always the aim. Realistically, we know that's that's way above where we should be, and we've done it year in, year out, and we continually compete with teams like Fylde, where we shouldn't really be in the same league, but we are, and we compete, and our players show that they've got the quality that's needed to be in and around the playoffs, or even be higher. And like I said, pride really of the first half of the season, to get as many points as we have. We could be just out of the playoffs if you look at points per game. It's very, very, very close, but we're banging there, and hopefully it's going to be a very exciting second part of the season.
Yeah, obviously we've had some good news this week. Nolan signed a new long-term deal, and we'll announce later that Harry Scarborough has also signed a long-term deal, who's come back off his loan from Bamber Bridge. What do those two signings sort of say about the players wanting to be here and wanting to commit their future long-term?
Well, that's the thing. Once they walk through the door here, then they know what it's about. They're going to have to roll up the sleeves, and they're going to be travelling from venue to venue, and we're going to be having a third of pitch sometimes, half a pitch another one. We're going to be in Bolton, we're going to be in Leyland, we're going to be in Bamber Bridge, wherever, and just that's the way it is. That's the way it is at Chorley. But we make the most of it, and lads buy into it, and within a few weeks, few months, they're much a part of the family, and that's what it's like. The togetherness that these lads have got is fantastic. It's been built over many years, and we're continuing that on. And you can see how much they fought. It was difficult that last 15-20 minutes. We were under the cosh, but Matty didn't really have a save to make, and that's how strong the will is in the team. And we just came up short in the end, but like I say, the biggest word for me at this minute in time, is pride, and how proud I am of the lads.
Yeah, just talk a bit about Joe Nolan and the impact he's had since he's come here, and the decision to offer him a contract.
Well, Joe's the type of character you want, that you need in a dressing room. He's quiet, but he's a popular lad in the dressing room. He gives his all in training. He gives his all out on the pitch. If he's not playing, he's going to be ready if the opportunity arises. He's been in starting. He's been on the bench, but he's just such a great lad. Not just a good footballer. He's such a great lad, and we want him to develop and get better, and hopefully get him back to league football. And hopefully he can take us where we want to get to, and we want to be in there trying to get promoted. So delighted to get him sorted out, because he's been on a non-contract for quite a while now. So we're looking at these lads, these younger lads, as being a long-term part of the club and us building, building for the next, 3 or 4 years, not just the next year or so.
I've seen it a slightly different way. Harry Scarborough, who's come through our system, I think he played under 18s and then under 21s, and he's been out on loan. How impressed have you been with his sort of progression over the last 18 months, 2 years?
Yeah, he's been here for probably 3 years now, Harry, and it's been a gradual progression. He's gone out on loan this season, and he's one who's had to start on the bench, and then he's got the odd start, and then he's back on the bench, and then a start. But that's all part of his learning. And now, I think he's got 5 in 9 starts at Bamber Bridge, which is only the league below, and that's his next step. Is get a good season there, and then come back in pre-season, hopefully, to push now for a first team spot. And it's nice to get those lads who coming through the system that can compete and be part of the team. And Harry's definitely one of those, and happy that he's another one who's put pen to paper. And
it's something the fans like to see as well, obviously, isn't it? Because certainly Joe's a local lad. I think Harry possibly is as well.
Yeah, he lives around the area. Yeah. So, we want to give those opportunities for those lads. We can't go and spend 40,000-50,000 on a striker. We can't go and pay, four-figure wages for players on loan. We just can't do that. So we've got to find another way. But we always manage to find a way.
And it was nice, obviously, going back to today. Big crowd, over 2,000, which is great to see. And there's some big important games coming up in January that we need people to come and watch and support the club.
Yeah, look, that crowd's massive for us. So it's really important. Things are tight because with everything that's gone on, COVID and just what's happening. What's happening with the cost of living crisis. It's tough for people at the minute. And everything's gone up, and that's the same running a football club. Everything goes up. And our crowds have been down a little bit. So every person that comes through the gate is massive for us, and it just helps us to try and compete with these clubs who are not worried about they're not worried about crowds and the sponsorship and things like that. They've got people who will put money in. We need to generate our own money. So every sponsor's so appreciated, and everybody who comes through the gate, we really appreciate it. And the disappointing thing is that the first defeat at home, we've given some really good entertainment and wins, and hopefully we can continue that and keep those 2,000, because that maybe then would make the difference, where maybe I could go out and get the odd player on loan and pay a little bit more.
Obviously the games don't get any easier. We go to Darlington, who I think are still top of the league after today. That's next Saturday. They don't get any easier, do they, the games?
No, look, it doesn't matter. I said to lads, it doesn't matter who we're going to next. It's going to be a tough ask. The league's very, very tight. That's why you're not sure what points it'll be to get in the playoffs. So it's going to be tight. Every game's winnable. Every game, the teams are capable of beating you. Darlington are one of the best teams we played. There's no doubt about that. At the start of the season, I said that they'd be up there, and they are. So that'll be a big test for us. But we've been tested, against Fylde in these last 2 games, and we've been more than a match.